Welcome back, midlifers. Okay, I am going to talk about what I found with the research that I did for red light therapy. As you know, as midlifers, we are constantly getting bombarded with things to buy to help support our midlife issues. I'm not going to call them crisis. All right. So I did some research. I have personally used some of these things that I'm going to talk about, and I'm going to let you decide, right? Like you decide what you want to take from these videos and do your own research. I encourage you guys to do that for sure. But it is helpful to hear how other people what their takes on these types of things are. I want to do a deep dive into red light therapy. I'm going to do a little bit of that today. I have in the works, my vibration plate. I have one, I'm using one, and I'm going to do the research on that and share that with you guys very soon. So stay tuned. If you haven't subscribed, please do. I have a funny story to tell you in 1 second about midlife. And oh, rebounding. I am going to also do some research and let you know my experience with rebounding, on the mini trampolines. That's like popular from the 80s. It's back again, you guys. I'm going to be talking about that, so stay tuned for that. So if you are a midlife mama like me and these topics interest you, please subscribe. I would love to have you here with me. And let's get started. But first, I have to tell you a funny story. So this is totally a midlife thing. So there I was, ready to sit down finally after, outlining this red light therapy research over a week and a half ago, maybe even 2 weeks ago. And I made all these notes and I was finding, doing the research. I was reading the studies and I was including my own thoughts inside the notes that I was collecting. So I'm ready to sit down and do my video, and I need my outline, handy dandy outline printed out. And I'm searching everywhere. My desk, next to my bed, next to my chair in the living room, in my bag, in my work bag. Where did I leave my printout with all of my notes on red light therapy? Because I know I did this. I know I did this a week and a half ago. Running around the house, you guys. I wasted probably 20 minutes looking for my notes, my outline. Well, as it turns out, all of my notes and my thoughts and my outline was still on my phone. It was sitting in my drive. Oh my gosh, such a midlife thing to do. So once I realized that I did not have printed out notes, I printed them out, and now I'm ready to share my findings about red light therapy, a real life midlife mom's take on red light therapy with some interesting findings that I found in the research that is out there. So stay tuned. Okay, so now that we all know that Mindy is human and I do really silly midlife things, let's get started. In case you haven't, if you don't know, I have been a teacher, an elementary school teacher for 26 years, just as long as I've been a mom. My oldest is 26 and a half. So I want to probably start designing my YouTube teaching videos when I'm going to be teaching on something kind of like a real lesson plan. I want to start with an objective. What are we going to learn and talk about today? And then do my lesson on my findings and what message I want to get across. And then at the end, we'll do like a little wrap up. And as always, if you have any questions, please put them in the comments. If you want me to research and teach on anything else that's pertaining to midlife women, put that in the comments too. I love to get video ideas. I would appreciate that so much. So let's start talking about red light therapy as it pertains to us, midlife women. So there's 3 things that midlife women should know about red light therapy. especially in the perimenopause and menopause season of our lives. So our objective today is going to be, how can red light therapy support our midlife bodies, and what can we do? What products can we look for and find? And I will also suggest and link some that I personally use down below. And I'm also going to be mentioning some red light therapy studies that I pulled, and I will be linking those studies. So if you want to do a deeper dive than what I'm sharing here on this video, you can go and read those studies that I'm basing this information off of as well. I want to be factual here with the information that I have at the moment of recording. As you know, science is science. Science can change. New studies can come out. So that's great though, because that gives me plenty of things to go read about and learn about and teach about. Okay, I'm going to work on 3 things here. 3 main things in midlife. I'm going to talk about our brain, supporting collagen, these lovely lines that we have. Yeah. I'm proud of mine, actually. They don't really bother me. But I do have some skin things that I would like some support with, and red light therapy is great for that. And I'm also going to talk about the third thing is inflammation. You guys, if you're in midlife, you know all about this. And whatever tools we can use to help support our bodies with the inflammation that just naturally occurs at this time of our life, all the better. Bring it. Give it to me. Okay, so I will link these studies down below, as I said. But the first thing that I want to talk about is our brain health. And your brain is changing in this time of our life, and the light might help. So midlife is not just hormonal, it is neurological. As estrogen declines, our brain energy production drops. Like I thought I printed these notes out and I was searching the house for 20 minutes. Yeah, like that. Inflammation can arise. Raise your hand if you have that. And brain fog. Yeah. Brain fog and word finding issues become common. Okay. So if that sounds like you and your brain in midlife, here you go. Here's what I found with red light therapy. Research like photobiomodulation, a fancy scientific word for red light therapy, in an aging brain suggest red and near infrared light may boost mitochondrial activity, your brain cells and the power plants in our brain, improve memory and processing speed, need that, increase the blood flow to the brain, I need that, I'm also a migraine sufferer, so yes, please, and reduce neuroinflammation. Oh my goodness, also would support my migraine issues as well. And just being in this weird phase in our life, right? Like our hormones are like this. We never know which way we're coming or going. And the inflammation is it's just a real thing. So if we can reduce the neuroinflammation, we can also reduce our body's inflammation. And how wonderful would that be? So it's not a magic wand, but it can be a supportive tool for clarity and long-term brain health. On that note, I told my husband, you need to get over here and lay on this red light mat that I have over here because you need to support your brain health too. I said it very lovingly, I promise. Number 2, oh my goodness, it supports collagen, which drops in midlife. In the first 5 years of menopause, women can lose up to 30% of our skin's collagen. That's like, like when everybody starts just sagging. It's our collagen just kind of like melting away. Yeah, we don't want that. A clinical study called Reversed Skin Aging Signs by Red Light Photobiomodulation found that women using red light therapy had shallower wrinkles. Obviously, I need to use my red light more often. Actually, I'm a pretty new red light therapy enthusiast. I just purchased my first red light therapy I have two that I use regularly, and one is a mat, like a yoga size mat that I lay on and I'll flip front and back, and I'll try to get most of my skin, covered, and that includes my face. So I don't have a face mask. I know those are very viral right now. I'm just using my full body mat that I have, and it covers my face and everything else. And then I also have one because my chronic pain is always neck and upper back. I have one that's just a neck wrap, and it goes down to like the mid part of my back. I love that one too. It's just simple, easy. Wrap it while I'm watching, a movie at night or something, and it makes a difference, you guys. I can tell a difference. I feel calm and relaxed when I use these. And it's only been a month, so I'm excited to see what I am noticing with more regular use. All right, what else can it do? All right, so we know that it's going to improve our collagen. It can improve skin firmness and elasticity, increased skin density, because when you get old, you get like really thin skin and you just get a tiny little cut and you're like bleeding. Yeah, so we don't want thin skin, or we want to, postpone that as long as possible. And a smoother texture. All right. Why? Why does this happen? Red light stimulates fibroblasts, the cells that produce collagen and elastin. Whoa, that is so cool. So, for midlife women noticing thinner skin, sagging, and texture changes, this is where red light therapy shines. Oh, that is such good news. All right, so it also says consistency matters more than intensity. So, for instance, I have a red light therapy mat that you can turn the dial like all the way up, and I could lay on it for an hour if I wanted. I could lay on it for 2 hours if I was going to just watch a movie in the living room and lay on it. But that's not actually necessary. What's more important is not one miracle session and you're done. Most studies say 2 to 3 sessions per week, 8 to 20 minutes per session, and we need to wait and put in the time and be consistent for 8 to 12 plus weeks for visible results. So I'm only about 4 weeks in. So yeah, and I have already noticed some difference. I have this spot on my face here. It looks like broken capillaries when I don't have makeup on. You can see it more easily. You can kind of see it's red right there. I've noticed it's kind of fading away. So I'm excited to see where it takes me in, the next other 4 to 8 more weeks, and see how I feel about my skin. It also works like strength training for your cells. Yes, it gets down to our cells, you guys. So it's gentle and it's going to take time. Over time, it's like a gentle over time thing. It's not like a laser, boom, fixed. Not like that. All right. Not all devices are equal. Yeah, there's some bummer ones. Definitely read the reviews. Like I said, I have some that I can personally vouch for, and I will have those linked below. Wavelength matters, typically 630 to 850 nm range is what's mentioned in the research. More power does not always mean better results. That was interesting to read. So to sum up that part, those 3 things, slow and steady, consistent equals better outcomes. Gosh, that reminds me of like so many things, right? Like exercise and eating right and slow and steady and consistent, especially this time during our lives, guys. Some of us are out there still running marathons, but most of us are in the slow and steady pace, and I'm totally okay with that. I know there's some people that are not, but I am not signing myself up to beat my body up. I am in the season to care for my body in gentle, consistent patterns and letting that be how I care for my body. I hope you're on that same page too. So let's think of red light therapy as gentle cellular support, not a miracle cure. Where I think it shines for us midlife women is brain support, brain fog, focus, word recall, mental clarity during hormone shifts. It will not fix our poor sleep. We have to prioritize sleep. I know you've heard this. I know you've heard many wellness influencers out there telling you the same thing. It is so important, you guys. It will not override chronic stress. It will not replace strength training. As you know, we lose our muscle during this time in our life as well. And it will not balance our hormones alone. It just helps us with those other things that we've talked about, which help us feel better during this time. So if you're not using your muscles in some way, if you're not walking and getting your steps in, if you're not sleeping, if you're not eating enough protein, this is definitely not a shortcut. This is to enhance all of those things that we are doing to care for ourselves in this time. So think of it as a supportive tool. Consistency is greater than intensity, 2 to 3 times a week for months. I'm going to do it forever because I love the way that I feel. I actually do feel more calm when I'm done and ready for sleep. And then sometimes when I do it in the morning, it's also very calming, but I feel refreshed and ready to go. So manage your expectations on red light therapy and definitely don't go into debt for it. They're not cheap. They're not $20, but definitely do your research. And like I said, I have a couple that I personally use that I can vouch for, and I will link those down below. One big thing that I want to highlight again here is the inflammation that we have during midlife. So midlife is inflammatory for many, many women, myself included. Red light therapy can help calm the oxidative stress on our cells inside our body. So I think it's worth studying. It's worth learning about. And if you're still watching this, it sounds like you're interested to see how it can help support you too. So that's awesome. Now I'm going to talk about a few of the studies that I pulled that I wanted to just kind of back up some of the things that I shared today. So I'm going to link this article down below. It is from the National Health Institute study, and it is linking the photobiomodulation, red light therapy, in the aging brain, a systematic review from animal models to humans. So both are in this study. So this paper reviewed a bunch of research on photobiomodulation. It's red or near infrared light therapy to see how it affects the aging brain. It looked at studies from both animals and humans, including healthy age and age-related brain conditions like mild cognitive impairment and Alzheimer's disease. So the key takeaways here, in easy to digest words. Light therapy may help brain function in aging. In animal studies like mice and rats, red light therapy improved things like spatial memory and social memory and movement activity. In humans, the study suggests better working memory, faster thinking, and improved ability to find words after using red light therapy. Wow, sounds promising. And this one's cool. People with cognitive decline, like Alzheimer's or MCI, showed more benefit. For people with mild cognitive impairment or early Alzheimer's, red light therapy often led to greater improvements in overall cognition compared to healthy older adults. So, red light therapy seems to work on the brain in several ways. The study suggests that red light therapy may help by boosting energy in the brain cells, helping mitochondria, the cell's power plants, work better, improving blood flow to the brain, reducing inflammation and oxidative stress. And these changes can help brain cells function more efficiently. Wow, this is fascinating. The effects on emotions and mood are still uncertain, according to this study. There isn't strong enough or consistent evidence yet that red light therapy can reliably improve emotions like anxiety and depression in older adults. So more research is needed on that. So in this study, plain English summary, red light and near infrared light therapy shows promise for helping the aging brain, especially in memory, thinking speed, cognitive performance, and even more so in people with elderly memory problems like MCI or Alzheimer's. The therapy appears to boost cell energy, reduce inflammation, and improve blood flow, all of which could help the brain stay healthier as we age. However, results vary across studies, and scientists still need to agree on the best way to use this therapy, like the exact light settings and the treatment and timing. So, in simple terms, think of red light therapy as a gentle light workout for the brain. Early research suggests that it could help older brains think better and stay healthier. But we don't know the best way to do it, and the bigger studies are still needed. Okay, I hope that helped you with red light therapy and brain health. Now we're going to talk about the skin and the aging of the skin. And I have a different study linked below that looked into this. So what the study looked at was whether red light therapy using LED light at 630 nm could reduce signs of skin aging when applied to the face over time. Who took part? 20 healthy adults, mostly women aged 45 to 70 years old with visible signs of aging skin. What was done? Each person used red light LED mask on their face for 12 minutes twice a week for 3 months. The mask gave a specific dose of red light designed to stimulate the skin cells. What they measured. Researchers looked at real measurable signs of aging in participants' faces, the depth of their wrinkles, the firmness and elasticity of their skin, the skin density, the sign of a youthful skin structure, and smoothness and roughness of the skin surface, pore size, sebum oil levels, and participants' own satisfaction with the results. Okay, this is promising, you guys. Here's what they found. The study found that regular red light therapy improved many signs of aging skin, visible improvements. Wrinkles appeared shallower. Skin felt firmer and more elastic. The skin layer became denser. Very interesting. Skin texture looked smoother and more even. Pores looked smaller. Oil levels seemed to improve in those with oily skin. The time frame in this study was a month into treatment. Benefits continued to build over 3 months. So I guess they took their first look at first month, and then they continued to look for 3 months. Many improvements still lasted up to a month after stopping the treatment. All right. Participant feedback. People who used the mask generally reported being happy with the results. All right, I believe them. So how does this work? It stimulates the cell's energy factories, the mitochondria, helps skin cells produce more energy and work together. It helps collagen and elastin production, important proteins that keep skin firm and smooth, and reduces oxidative stress, which is a part of the aging process. The key takeaways here are this is a non-invasive, non-chemical way to help your skin look younger. The benefits seen within a few weeks and continued with regular use. The effects persisted even after stopping the treatment for a bit. Okay. So a quick summary of that study in plain language. The red light therapy using a light mask reduced wrinkles and improved skin firmness, density, and texture in middle-aged to older adults who used it twice a week for 12 minutes over 3 months. Many improvements were noticeable after 4 weeks and continued even after stopping the treatment. Sounds promising? Sign me up. Okay, the last study I'm going to talk about, and I'm going to link this below because it is very important for midlife mamas. And I'm going to just summarize it briefly. I want you to dive into this study down below. I will link it. If this is something that is bothering you during midlife. So, um, as we know, as we age, our body changes, and this can also mean we can have some irritation in places that we don't want irritation. We can have dryness where we don't want dryness. It can cause pain. It can be just uncomfortable. And all of these things are real things, and they're all related to our hormone fluctuation. So this last study I'm going to talk about, they studied two groups of women. The first group of women are people that were using estrogen cream, and the other group of women were using a device, LED red light device, that was for that area in question that we're talking about here. I'll link the study so you can go read all about it. But there was some interesting things. So let's see what it says. So what they were measuring was vaginal health changes, symptom severity, dryness, pain, irritation, vaginal pH, cell changes, sexual function over several months. What they were hoping to learn in this study was, can the red light therapy device that they used be just as effective as the group of women that were on estrogen hormone cream? So sadly, there's not enough money to fund this, supposedly, this study. It's in its early clinical trials. So basically, it's too early to tell, but it would be a really interesting study to follow. I do hope someone does this study and publishes it, because it would be really interesting to know if red light therapy could help for women that don't want to use estrogen cream. Maybe there's a big group of them too. Definitely talk to your physician about what's the best decision for you. So here's my big takeaway for red light therapy in women. Red light therapy can and may support brain clarity, support collagen and skin resilience, our whole body's skin, maybe help reduce inflammation, be non-invasive, a non-drug support tool. But it works best alongside all the other things that we should be doing in midlife: strength training, blood sugar balance, good sleep, and hormone awareness. Work with your doctor on that. So I'm not here to sell you a magic tool that's going to cure all your problems. I'm here to tell you what it can and maybe can't do. More studies are to come. What I found was super fascinating, and I will continue to use the red light therapy mat that I have and the neck wrap that I have. And maybe I'll get a mask just for the simplicity of it, because sometimes I don't want to lay my whole mat out and and do all that. But I'll probably link one below that I have my eye on. I don't have it yet. And I just want to end with, midlife isn't about chasing our youth. It's about supporting our body wisely. We are more wise now, guys. And if red light therapy fits into your life and your budget, it can be a helpful addition, but you're not broken without it. Okay? So keep reading, keep learning. And I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, please subscribe. I'd love for you to hang out with me. I'm going to be doing some more deep dives on vibration plates. We are getting marketed heavy on that. Yes, I have one. Yes, I'm using one. I'm also going to do one on rebounding using a mini trampoline, like back in the 80s. Yeah, that. And some more fun things up my sleeve. So join me. I'd love to have you here. Thanks. See you next time.